Did you know that your cell phone is one of the filthiest things you own? Each square inch of your cell phone carries roughly 25,000 germs. Your cell phone is 18 times dirtier than a public toilet. 94.5% of phones are contaminated with bacteria. Data collection was divided into two major sections, the survey and the bacteria check. 46 people took the survey. The survey was created using Google Forms. It had 11 questions. The bacteria check was done on 39 people's phones. I used Glowgerm and a UV light to check if the person's phone had bacteria. Bacteria was checked for at two places, the center. Some major trends are that majority of the people who clean their phones less than 4 times a month are 16 to 20-year-olds. Most people clean their phone about once a month. About 95% of the people surveyed thought that there is bacteria on their phones and that bacteria is found on phones. About 76% of the people believe that this issue is not highly important or dangerous. Most 16 to 20-year-olds clean their phones with tissues or the sleeves of their shirts. Most 16 to 20-year-olds do not think this is a serious issue because they are not affected by the bacteria. The target audience is people who are 10 to 20. On average, they wash their hands 6 times a day and clean their phones once a month. 36.1% use their phones in the washroom, 66.7% use their phones while eating. Most of them clean their phones using tissues. 94.1% know that there's bacteria on phones. On a scale of 1 to 5, most people think the importance is 3. This data is reliable because it is primary and most of the data was collected firsthand. I personally conducted the bacteria check to avoid additional germs. I wore gloves. I asked everyone to answer the survey truthfully, but some people do lie about how many times they wash their hands because they feel as though they should wash their hands more. Overall, the data is quite accurate. The scientific explanation for some of the results are most people are aware that bacteria is found on phones because they learned that bacteria is found on all surfaces in school. Learning about bacteria is part of the curriculum. Most people clean their phones with tissues and water because there are very few cleaning products for phones and it is most convenient. A lot of people do not think this issue is dangerous because they're not gravely affected. Some answers in the survey were, I don't get sick, it doesn't seem like a big issue, bacteria is everywhere, bacteria on one's hand would probably be the same as the bacteria on one's cell phone. I would not see it as a big danger. People do not realize that phones contain more bacteria than hands. Phones contain about 3 times more bacteria than your hands. Phones can also act as breeding grounds for bacteria and can provide residence for harmful types of bacteria, such as E. coli. Some improvements for next time are to collect the gender of the people being surveyed, to identify which gender has more bacteria. Another improvement would be to have more participants. The data is more accurate when there are more results. Another improvement would be to use a better device to check for bacteria. An example of a device is an ATP Ultrasnap and an ATP meter. We should check once before they clean their phone and then after to see the difference. The ATP is very specific and detailed in its diagnosis, but is impractical because it costs $1,350. This campaign is an informative campaign. The purpose of this campaign is to educate people about the dangers of bacteria on cell phones, since the severity is not commonly acknowledged. The purpose of this is to get people to wash their hands and clean their phones more often. This will reduce many of the risks. This campaign consists of 3 posters and 2 videos. The posters have disturbing facts about cell phones and bacteria. One video is an informative PSA about all the information that's important, and the other is a 5-step video on how to clean your phone. The campaign was successful. I would rate it 4 out of 5 stars. It was shared in two ways. One, through social media, mainly through Facebook and YouTube. The campaign received about 30 likes. Secondly, through people. When I was doing the bacteria check, I personally talked to people about the issues. Of the two methods, personally talking to people was more successful. Most people were surprised and startled by the facts. Some said they don't even want to touch their phone. At the end, they all realized the importance of cleaning their phone and said they will do it more often. One person actually set a goal to clean her phone at least once a week. Next time, I'd share the videos and the posters on more social media. I would also conduct a survey to collect people's opinions and future precautions they would take to prevent the issue. The survey would have the same questions as the last one, with a few new ones. Rather than what they did do, it will ask what they plan to do. Thank you for your time. This is a serious issue that could affect our health gravely in the future. It is an easy way to transport dangerous bacteria. If we do not clean our phones, they could act like mosquitoes. So, now you know that your phone is one of the filthiest things you own.